Boleh? Okay.
Boleh doktor.
Dengar tak?
Dengar doktor.
Tadi saya bercakap tak dengar
Dengar je doktor.
Dengar je. Tak ada respons pun. Macam saya cakap dengan seorang. Okay, 33 out of 53. Okay. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Sudah breakfast ke semua?
Belum.
Belum doktor.
No. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Salam doktor.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, have you had your breakfast?
Not yet doktor.
Not yet. So what time are you going to have your breakfast? It's going to be
After class.
after class. It's going to be brunch, not breakfast anymore. Right? Okay. Okay, 9 o'clock. I hope the others will join us later. Okay. I'm going to share the link for attendance in the middle of the class. So just stay with me. Alamak. Kat mana saya? Apa you all nampak sekarang?
Nampak.
WhatsApp saya ke awak nampak? Nampak slide atau nampak saya pun? Saya tak tahu screen mana ni. Confused.
Slide. Nampak slide.
Okay, alright. Sebab saya ada 2 screen, so saya tak tahu yang mana satu. Okay, so okay, can we start now? 9 o'clock? 2 minutes. Alright. Okay, so we'll start with the first topic. Okay, lipid digestion, absorption, and transportation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. I hope you are in a very good health. Okay, comfort yourself. Okay, we are having online class, so even though it's only 1 hour class, I hope you can give as much attention as you can. All right. Okay. Let's start. Okay. So basically, this topic it comprises of three subtopics. Okay, we have on the digestion of lipid, absorption, and also transportation. Okay, so let's start with lipid digestion. Class, please let me know if my voice is not clear enough, because normally at the end of the semester, I receive comments through teaching assessment. Some comments about on my voice during online class. So let me know if it's not clear enough, so that I can work out. Okay, maybe I have problem with speakers, my earphone, or okay, anything. So let me know. Okay, do let me know. Okay. Okay, what do you have in mind about the word digestion? Okay. Your audio, Atika, is no.
Goes into
Can say that digestion is a process to break those large droplets, okay, of fat. Okay, we know that fat is a very it's a big globule. Okay, so it's a process to break down the large droplets of fat into smaller droplets. Okay, so that the enzymes, okay, can come in to digest. Okay, because big globules of fat is not accessible for enzymes. All right. So in general, that's what the digestion process is all about. Okay. All right. Okay. So there are three different stages. Okay, the digestion process. So this is what happens. Okay, the process of digestion in humans. Okay, it starts from mouth. Okay, the oral cavity. Okay, followed we have also stomach and pancreas. So basically, all these organs. Okay, mouth, stomach, and pancreas. It provides enzymes. Okay, to facilitate the digestion process. Okay, the initial part will be in your mouth. Okay, the oral cavity. So this is the first part that starts the digestion process. Okay, so the digestion process begins in oral cavity. Okay, it's begin in oral cavity. All right, which kita tahu in mouth we have this lipase. Okay, saliva. Okay, lipase. Okay, so basically for oral cavity there are two important glands. Basically it has five glands. Okay, but these are the two major glands. Okay, sublingual salivary salivary gland and also parotid salivary gland. Okay, so what is function of these glands? Okay, these two important glands. So basically, it secrete an enzyme, okay, a chemical into oral cavity, which is lingual lipase. Okay, we call it as a lingual lipase. So basically, lipase, we have lingual lipase, we have stomach lipase, and also we have pancreas lipase. So do not get yourself confused with these three different types of lipases. Okay, we have lingual lipase, we have stomach lipase, and also we have pancreatic lipase. All right, but it's all lipase, but at different location, and it has been secreted out by different organs. Okay, So from lingual, okay, so digestion, the digestion begins in the oral cavity. Okay, so if we have this lingual lipase, okay, that being secreted by glands, okay, in the tongue, all right. And in general, the digestion continues, okay, in the stomach, okay, continues in the stomach through the effect of both lingual and gastric enzymes, okay. So what is the function of lingual lipase? So what is the function of lingual lipase? So it basically, this enzyme, okay, released into the mouth along with the saliva. Okay, it catalyzes the first reaction in the digestion of dietary lipid, okay, into a diglyceride. Okay, so our dietary fat in the form of triglyceride. So when it undergo digestion, so it will release free fatty acids and also diacylglycerol. Okay, diacylglyceride. Okay. All right. So for this, let's talk about these two glands. Okay, we have sublingual salivary glands and also parotid glands. Okay, so for parotid gland, so this is the largest and the most important salivary gland. Okay, parotid glands. Okay, this parotid gland is the largest. Okay, largest salivary gland. So basically, this gland its role is to produce saliva, okay, in our mouth. All right, so okay, where is the location of parotid gland? So basically, it is located just, okay, in front of the ears. Okay, that's sini. All right, so this is where the parotid glands are located. Okay, and how about sublingual salivary gland? So this is the smallest gland. Okay, this is the smallest gland in the oral cavity. All right, so it is located under the floor of the mouth. Okay, inside our mouth, okay, on the floor of the mouth. So this is where the sublingual salivary gland located. Okay, so basically, but both glands, it secrete out the chemical called as a lingual lipase. Okay. Okay, so from oral cavity, the digestion continues, goes down into the stomach. Okay, so in the stomach, we have this chief cells, a very specific cells that secrete gastric lipase. Okay, gastric lipase is an enzyme that produced in the stomach by the chief cells. So basically, it has similar functions as lingual lipase. So it wants to break down, okay, the ester bond of triglycerides, and it will produce free fatty acids and also diacylglycerol. Okay, but okay, and this both of lingual lipase and gastric lipase both are relatively stable at pH 4 to 6. Okay, it's very acidic. Okay, and their primary target is triacylglycerol that less than 12 carbon fatty acids. Okay, basically, it tells us that it targets the short and also medium chain length of fatty acids. And it also tells us that long chain fatty acid is it has the ability to prevent the gastric lipase from hydrolyze. Okay, from hydrolyze the more of the triacylglycerol, because these two lipases, lingual and gastric lipases, their primary target is triacylglycerol that are less than 11 fatty acids. Okay, and one important info that you need to know, that is two enzymes reported in units in newborn babies. Okay, because we know that newborn babies, the milk fat is the primary source of calories. Okay, they don't eat food, they don't have any fat diet, but their fat diet is only from milk. Okay, but milk fat. Okay, so milk fat basically For newborn babies, we know the absorption rate is also very, very low. Okay, it's also very, very low. And milk fat is not a good substrate for pancreatic lipase. Okay, it's not a good substrate for pancreatic lipase. So that it makes that lipase, okay, and gastric lipase is the main enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of the milk fat. Okay, so basically lipase, gastric lipase is the main enzyme that hydrolyzes the milk fat, okay, for the newborn babies, because it is milk fat is not a good substrate for pancreatic lipase. Okay, so basically this enzyme, okay, lipase, okay, and gastric lipase can be seen, okay, has been seen, okay, from research. It has been seen in as early as 26 weeks gestational age of newborn baby. So meaning that in the form we know that babies, pregnant women, it normally it require 40 weeks, okay, before it can deliver the baby. So these enzymes can be seen as early as at 26 weeks of gestational age, all right, for unborn babies, okay, unborn babies, right. Okay, so that one is for lipase and also gastric lipase. Okay, so what is pancreas? Okay, pancreas lipase. So basically, pancreas has a very big role in digestion process. Okay, so basically you need to know. I'm sure you know. Okay, the how does pancreas looks like? Okay, the organ of pancreas. Okay, where is located in the human body? Okay, so basically it is located just behind our stomach. Okay, just behind the stomach. All right, so but the size is very small. It's about the size of our hand. Okay, basically that's the size of pancreas. All right. So it secrete. Okay, so this organ, pancreas, it secrete out bile. So what is bile? So bile is basically is a complex fluid, okay, containing water, it contains electrolytes, okay, it contains so it includes bile acids, bile salts, it includes cholesterol, it includes phospholipid, okay, that flows from the biliary tract into the small intestine. Okay, to the small intestine, okay, from the bile into the small intestine. Okay, and bile also has a very important role. Okay, it acts as an emulsification agent. So what is emulsification agent? So basically, bile, okay, is a derivative of cholesterol. Okay, it's a derivative of cholesterol that synthesized in the liver. Okay, okay, which, okay, how bile is, how cholesterol can be converted to bile acid is by the conversion of cholesterol into cholic acid. All right. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So how does the process of digestion occurs? Okay. So digestion takes place at lipid water interface. So what does it mean by lipid water interface? Okay, now let's look at the properties of lipid and the properties of the environment surrounding in the intestinal. We know that fat, okay, or triacylglycerols are water insoluble. Okay, but the enzymes are water soluble. So for the process of digestion to take place, so it needs to occur in the environment that has both properties that can attract lipid and also can attract water. Okay, so that's what meant by lipid water interface. All right. And also the digestion rate depends on the surface area of the intestine. Okay, of the intestine. Okay. One, it can be determined by the churning peristaltic movements of the intestinal. Okay, and also it can be determined by emulsifying action of bile acids. Okay, so emulsifying action of bile acids, so it depends on the action of bile acids. Okay, to emulsify the fat globules. Okay. Okay. So to start the digestion in the small intestine. Okay. So this one is mainly for human, for adults. Okay, because we have discussed on the how milk fat in the newborn babies can undergo digestion. Okay, especially it utilized into lipases and also gastric lipases. Okay, but for human, for adults, okay, the digestion process basically occurs in the small intestine. Okay, so you know that fat globules, okay, from your diet, okay, the dietary fat must be broken down into smaller and more manageable molecules. So what that means, okay, you know that enzyme cannot access, okay, the big fat globule. So that comes enzymes like this enzyme, okay, that enters the duodenum, okay, to the pancreas, okay, from the pancreas. Okay, since fat is insoluble in water, okay, so that pancreatic lipase cannot attack, okay, cannot attack the fat, but the enzyme is water soluble enzyme, so it only can attack, okay, at the surface of the fat molecules. So basically, it cannot break down the fat, okay, because of two different environment, two different properties between enzymes and also fat. Okay, so this is where the emulsification process comes in. Okay, so we know that bile acids, okay, bile salts or bile acids, okay, act as an emulsification agent. So this process, emulsification helps to increase the surface area of the hydrophobic lipid droplets. Okay, so that the enzyme, the lipase enzyme can act very effective. Okay, so bile acid, so what is emulsification process? Okay, so how does it occurs? Okay, so bile acid, so basically it has this amphipathic properties. Okay, bile acid has amphipathic properties. Okay, I'm sure you know what is amphipathic. Okay, so amphipathic properties means it contains both hydrophobic and hydrophilic surface. Okay, all right. So emulsification is performed by two complementary mechanisms, either by detergent property of bile salts and also by mechanical mixing due to peristalsis. All right. So now we know that bile salts or bile acid have detergent action. Okay, on fat, it has this detergent action. So it can break down the fat globules to smaller droplets. Okay, so once it being break down to the smaller droplets, it increase the surface area, so that it make it available for the enzymes, okay, for the digestion by lipases. Okay, so one thing that you need to know, bile salts are made in the liver and stored in the gallbladder. All right, so it interacts with the dietary lipid and the aqueous content so that it can stabilize the particles and preventing them from collecting. Okay. So this is this structure, this is the examples of bile acid or bile salts. Okay, bile acid. Okay, glycolic acid oil. This is taurocolic acid. So as I mentioned just now, bile acid is a derivative from cholesterol. Okay, it's synthesized from cholesterol. Okay, so you can see later in the metabolism of cholesterol, we learn how we are going to discuss on how cholesterol is synthesized. So basically, this is the basic structure of cholesterol. If you see the structure of these four ring, okay, so basically this is cholesterol. Okay, so basically bile acid it has this is the derivative of cholesterol. We can see the structure of bile is part of it is structure of cholesterol. Okay. Okay, so what is my cells? Okay, what is my cells? Okay, so this is one of the another basic part, okay, of the digestion process, formation of mast cell. I'm sure you know what is mast cells. Okay, so mast cells act like a detergent, Okay, so it helps to break up the fat globules. So what happened is, okay, in order to solubilize lipid, okay, so it forms micelles. Okay, it forms micelles. All right. So how does it solubilize the lipid? It forms an aggregate. Okay, it forms an aggregate, okay, of fatty acid, cholesterol, or monoglycerides by helping them, okay, to be remain suspended, okay, in water. Okay, so all these fatty acid, cholesterol, or monoglycerides remain suspended in the water. So this formation of micelles so basically helps to stabilize, help to solubilize lipid. Okay, help to solubilize lipid. Okay. All right, so this is the overview of the digestion process of lipid in the small intestine. So basically, this is the fat globules of dietary lipids. So it being emulsified and undergo the breakdown of emulsified bile salts, okay, by bile acids, okay, and undergo digestion by lipase enzyme, okay, pancreatic lipase, okay, so that once it's being break down into smaller droplets, so it increases the surface area for the enzyme to attack, and it being solubilized to form micelles, okay, by the bile salts. All right, okay. Okay, ada soalan ke at the moment? Alamak. What time is it now?
It's 9:27.
Your meeting will end in 10 minutes.
For us, it's 3 minutes, doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the remaining time is 3 minutes.
Mine is, oh, lah, 3 minutes. Satna, saya prepare. Okay. Dia 30 minutes ke nak? Lama tak guna Zoom. Sekejap eh. Kenapa? How should I? Meeting schedule. Okay. Yeah, no, I already shared the new link.
Okay, doctor.
All right. Um, sekejap Sewing. I think 1 minute left. Let's move the new link. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, doctor.
Happy for
Okay,
the yes. Yeah. So stop share. I end the meeting.
Sebab dia punya masa dah habis.
Okay, guys,
Teratas ni. Dia tak
the link for attendance to fill in the Google form. Okay,
nombor matrik kau.
please ya, jangan tolong sign in for your friends. Okay, sebab saya boleh je tengok apa dia punya email kan. Alright. Okay. Okay. Can we continue? Okay. All right. So, okay. Once the fat probability has been emulsified, okay, it can be degraded by phosphatic lipase. All right. Okay. So what happens? Okay, during the reaction of phosphatic lipase to that emulsified fats. So basically, it degrades. Okay, it breaks down the ester bond. Okay, at the 1 and 3 positions. Okay, to generate 1,2-diacylglycerol. Okay, if it being break down at the 3 position, and also it will produce 2-acylglycerol if it is break down at the 1 position. It depends. Okay, the product of the degradation process depends on the location of the lipase, whether it attacks, okay, at which position affects by the pancreatic lipase. So basically, it will generate free fatty acids, okay, and a mixture of mono and diacylglycerols from dietary triacylglycerols. Okay, so this is your triacylglycerol. Okay, so this is position 1, position 2, and also position 3. If it attacks at position 3, so it will release 1,2-diacylglycerol and also free fatty acids. 1,2-diacyl, 2-acyl group, glycerol, and also release free fatty acids. Okay, if it if the lipase attack at position 1, it will release 2-diacyl glycerol. Okay, and for the hydrolysis of triacylglycerol, it requires a protein known as a co-lipase, okay, to facilitate, okay, the pancreatic lipase at the lipid water interface. Okay, so basically, we still need help from a protein, okay, that known as a co-lipase. Okay, once the dietary fat, your triacylglycerol being hydrolyzed, okay, so now it can be absorbed. Okay, it can be absorbed into small intestine. Okay, it can be absorbed. Okay, into small intestine. You need to go through the epithelial cells. Okay, to go into small intestine. Okay. So now all this, the mixture, we know that the product of hydrolysis of triacylglycerols, we have mixtures of free fatty acids. We have this mono, we have this diacylglycerol. So all this will be absorbed into the small intestine. Okay. So basically, the one that we discussed earlier on the myself, on how myself help to solubilize all these free fatty acids, mono and diacylglycerol. It helps to take up. So it remain all that all the cholesterol fatty acids. It remains suspended, okay, in the water to permit their transport across the intestinal wall. Okay. So basically inside the small intestine, it will be repackaged. Okay, it will form complexes with protein. Okay, with protein to increase the solubility of these water insoluble substances. Okay, so let's look on the absorption of lipid. Okay, so basically we can say that on the absorption of lipid, the formation of microbes is very important because it take up, okay, the both polar and polar degradation product. So it helps to transport these hydrolysis products across the intestinal wall. And also it is very important in the absorption of fat soluble vitamins, so A, D, E, K. Okay, all right. But remember this. Absorption. So it can directly across the intestinal wall into the small intestine. So this is what does it mean by absorption? Okay, the hydrolysis digestion product need to it's going to be absorbed. Okay, it needs to pass through the intestinal cell wall to go into the cells. All right. Okay, once it's inside, okay, the cells in the nucleus of cells, it will be repackaged. It will be resynthesized to form these triacylglycerols. Okay, then it needs a protein Okay, it will form a complex with a protein, okay, or with phosphoglycerols or also cholesterol to form a chylomicron. Okay. 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 So what it means by this resynthesis, okay, of triacylglycerols, okay, cholesterol esters or phospholipid inside intestinal cells. Okay, once it's passed through the wall, okay, once it is in the cell, they need to reassemble. It needs to resynthesize to form triacylglycerol. So this is now where a protein is added and it produces chylomicrons. Okay, it produces chylomicrons. All right. So basically, chylomicrons is a lipoprotein. Okay, I'm sure you know what is lipoprotein. Lipoprotein, so it's a complex of lipid and also protein. Okay, triacylglycerol and protein, so it forms lipoprotein. So the first lipoprotein that produced is chylomicrons. Okay, so once it's in the form of lipoprotein, so it can be passed. Okay, from the intestinal, from the mucosa cells of the small intestine, it can pass through the lymph system to the blood, so it can be transported to other tissue, either for catabolism for energy production, or to the cells, so adipocyte cells for storage. Okay, so this is how lipid, okay, undergo digestion, undergo absorption, and how it being transported either to the cells or for the energy production. So this is the ultimate uh the ultimate role, okay, the ultimate uh, process of why do we of where does the dietary fat goes at the end of all this process, either for energy production or for storage. Okay, all right. Okay, just now we know that short and medium chain fatty acids don't have to be, it can directly pass, okay, through across the intestinal wall, okay, and it can, okay, so it don't have to undergo all this process, it don't have to be assembled into triacylglycerol, so because it can directly release into the blood circulation, and but it will be transported through serum by serum albumin. Okay, it's a bit different from long chain fatty acid. Okay, okay, all right. So once the hydrolysis product is being synthesized to form triacylglycerols or cholesterol and cholesterol ester. So all these are very hydrophobic, it cannot be transported in blood, okay, lymph as a free molecule. So it need to add a protein. Okay, just now I already mentioned. Okay, it needs a protein to be added. Okay, to form a lipoprotein. Okay, so there are 5 classes of lipoproteins. So it varies in composition and physiological function. Okay, so I'm sure you know there are 5. Okay, we have these chylomicrons, the LDL, IDL, LDL, and HDL. Okay, so what do you know about all these lipoproteins? Biasa dengar LDL? I'm sure you're quite familiar with LDL and HDL.
Good and bad cholesterol.
Sorry?
It's a good and bad cholesterol.
Okay, bad and good cholesterol. So why is it known as bad and good cholesterol? So LDL is well known as a bad cholesterol. HDL is well known for good cholesterol. So basically, um, it is known like that because of their functions. Okay, so basically LDL known as a bad cholesterol because these lipoproteins, it its role is to transport cholesterol from liver to the tissues. So that's why it's known as a bad cholesterol. It brings, okay, it helps to transport cholesterol from liver to the tissues. But for HDL, it's opposite. So why does it's known as good cholesterol? Because its role is to bring back cholesterol from tissues to the liver to be disposed. Okay, to be undergo degradation. So that's why HDL known as a good cholesterol because of the function, okay, of its role. Okay, it helps to bring back HDL, the cholesterol from tissues to the liver. So that's why when you, I think at the senior at age of 40, we are encouraged to do a very full checkup. Okay, full checkup meaning you need to know your LDL level, HDL levels. You need to know your cholesterol level. You need to know everything. Okay, at the age of 40. Okay, we are encouraged to do a full checkup. Okay, at least to have some idea on your status, your health status. Okay, so sometimes we assume that we are in a good health, but you never know your cholesterol level. Okay, sometimes a very tiny, a very slim people, okay, you may have a very high cholesterol, okay, because we know that it's a silent killer, okay, if you don't know your cholesterol level, your LDL level, it can be a very silent killer, silent disease that's uh, uh, without without any alarm. Okay, you can get stroke, for example. So it's good to do sometimes. Okay, once you reach 30 or reach 40, once in a year, okay, do a full checkup, get a uh, test. Okay, at least to get some idea on your cholesterol level and LDL level. Okay, because it contribute. Okay, at least you can take a precaution. Okay, maybe you can change your lifestyle, your diet. Okay, to prevent more harmful uh, problems. Okay, later. So let's look at the variation between all these proteins, okay, in terms of molecular weight, we can see that chylomicron has the biggest size, okay, compared to the others. All right, in terms of density, okay, we can see that which one is has the highest density here for HDL, okay. So chylomicron has the highest triacylglycerol composition. Okay, the percentage in terms of the percentage of triacylglycerol. Okay, for the aldehyde, uh, okay, it is scattered in terms of the composition. But for LDL, you can see that it has the highest composition of cholesterol. All right, and for HDL, it has the highest composition of protein. All right, so okay, so this is what is meant by lipoprotein. Okay, so lipoprotein. So this is the how does it looks like of the lipoprotein. So it's a globular micelle like particle. Looks like macam it has like micelle properties. Okay, that consists of non-polar core. Okay, this is the core inside which contains all these non-polar. Okay, the core that containing triacylglycerols and also cholesterol esters. This is the core of the proteins. Okay, this is a non-polar core. Sorry. Okay, and also it coded by the apolipoproteins. Okay, apolipoprotein. So basically, it surrounds by the amphophilic. Okay, the amphophilic protein of phospholipid and also cholesterol. So this is okay the, the apa structure of the proteins, the composition. Okay. Alright. So a little bit of chylomicron. So we know that it is the largest protein. Okay, it contains up to 85% of TAG. Okay, triacylglycerols. Okay, so proteins. Okay, protein components. So every lipoprotein has their own protein components. Okay, uh, for example, chylomicrons. It has this lipoprotein B48. Okay, so which their help is to stabilize the particles and prevent from coalescing. Okay, so it helps to deliver triacylglycerols from the intestine, okay, via the lymph and blood system to the tissues. Okay, so every lipoprotein has their own role, okay, in the body, in the cells. All right, okay, and it's present in blood only after feeding. Biasanya lepas after you eat. Okay, so the chylomicrons will be produced, and it will be produced to help to carry out to transport the triacylglycerol your diet from your diet to the tissues, to the cells. Okay, so for VLDL, very low density lipoprotein, okay, is uh, helps to transport the endogenous lipid. What does it mean by endogenous lipid? It helps to transport lipids that being synthesized by the liver. Okay, because exogenous lipids carried by chylomicrons, but endogenous lipids are transported by VLDL and IDL. So for this VLDL, it has apoprotein B100 and apoprotein E. Okay, so VLDL, it can travel around the system, okay, and it's associated with lipoprotein lipase. Okay, because this lipase helps to hydrolyze the triacylglycerol to liberate free fatty acids, okay, which can be diffused to local tissue. Okay, once all the triacylglycerol being hydrolyzed by the lipoprotein lipase, okay, there is no more triacylglycerols. This VLDL will shrink. It shrinks and it will form LDL. Okay, this is how LDL will form from VLDL. Okay, all right. So the release of fatty acids tadi, it can be reassembled back into triacylglycerol for storage. Okay, or can be oxidized for energy production. All right. So you can have a look at this diagram. How this one is for LDL. Okay, LDL delivers cholesterol from liver to the tissues. How can it be taken up by the liver? Okay, so I leave it to you on this diagram. You can have a look. Okay, on the how does this process on the from the digestion, okay, from digestion, all right, and how it being absorbed, okay, and how it being transported through all this lipoprotein, okay, in cells. And so have a look, try to understand the interconnected between all these process, okay, from digestion, absorption, and also transportation. How does this actually fat being digest, transport, absorb and transport into cells? Okay, either for storage or energy production. Have a look. Okay. Okay, a little bit on LDL. Okay, another 10 minutes. Okay, LDL known as a bad cholesterol because it transports cholesterol from liver to the tissues. Okay, it contains only one protein, which is a protein B100. Okay, and it's derived from LDL. All right. So for the uptake of LDL by tissues, it has one specific mechanism, okay, known as receptor-mediated endocytosis. Okay, and it has this the LDL receptor can be found in all tissues, but it, the most abundant can be found in hepatic cells, which is liver. Okay. Okay, so this is the mechanism for the uptake of lipids or of the LDL by the liver. So you can have a look, okay, kita dapat tempat. All right, try to understand the mechanism, the events, okay, the sequence of events. Okay, it has this receptor, how it combine with calcium, okay, to form a clotted pit. Okay, so then it form clotted vesicles, how these clotted vesicles and be uncoated. Okay, once it fused with the endosome, okay, and the changes of pH cause the separation of LDL. You can have a look. Then the LDL, so the receptor will be recycled back, okay, to the to this spotted pit, okay, and what happened to LDL once it's been separated from the receptor, okay, it can undergo degradation. So it will form the secondary lysosome to degrade the LDL, okay, to amino acids, cholesterol, and fatty acids, okay. Try to understand the mechanism of receptor mediated endocytosis. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think this mechanism, I think it's been discussed during your secondary schools, or I'm not sure, or your ATASI, or your first first year. Okay, I'm not sure. All right. So these are the scientists that identify the mechanism for the uptake of LDL. Okay, we have this Mr. Mike, Mr. Brown, and also Mr. Goldstein. All right. Okay, HDL is a good cholesterol because it removes cholesterol from tissue. Okay, and it one special point about HDL, a circulating HDL, okay, acquires this cholesterol by extracting it from the cell surface membrane. So that's how, okay, apart from the brings back, okay, the cholesterol from the tissues, it also can attract, okay, cholesterol, okay, along the way, okay, from cell surface membranes, it can convert it to the cholesterol esters by this specific enzyme, this LCAT, okay, lecithin cholesterol acetyltransferase, which activated by ApoA1, apoprotein A1. Okay, 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 transport of fatty acids. Okay, you can just read. Okay, so what happened to the dietary phospholipid? Okay, this one we are going to discuss in detail on the under the topic of phospholipid metabolism. Okay, then what happens? Okay, to the dietary cholesterol. Okay, just now we discussed on the mechanism of dietary fat. So what happened to dietary cholesterol? Okay, so that's it. So after this, we move to the beta oxidation. All right. So any other questions? Any questions? Saya rasa macam laju je. Ada soalan?
No, doctor.
No, Dr. Danu je yang nak respon saya.
No, doctor.
No questions? All right. So if there is no questions, so ready next Thursday. Biasanya saya nak start buat short quiz lah. Every Thursday ke. Okay, on this topic. okay, before we start on the new topic. All right, just to recall back so that if you have any question related to this topic, you can bring to the next Thursday so that we can discuss. All right. Okay, I hope you got something from today's lecture. If you have any problem, if you don't understand about any topics, do let me know. Okay, reach me through my numbers. I'm sure you have my numbers. Okay, ada soalan? No. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
Yang baru
Doctor.
dengar, bila dah habis, baru dengar suara. You all nak saya buka buat, kejap. I nak tanya, you all nak saya buat face to face ke?
Doctor, actually, the audio is quite bad, but I'll discuss with the class and let you know.
Oh, my audio, is it?
Yeah, it's like very like, I can't hear you say anything like very clearly lah. But when doctor speaks loud and then it's clear.
Oh, okay. Why at the end of the lecture baru you inform me?
No, I mean towards the end it was okay. The last 30 minutes was okay, but the first 20 minutes only.
Okay, I have to, okay. So, okay, but can you understand on today's lecture?
Yes,
Or
yes.
you can't get anything from today's lecture?
No, doctor, we could hear you, but sometimes when you talk softly, some words can't be heard.
Missing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have problem with my earphone and anything. Okay, let me improve my equipments. Let me check. Okay. I hope we are facing this problem next week. Otherwise, face to face. Okay.
Yes, doctor. Okay, doctor.
Okay. All right. So, any other comments? Okay, class. Okay. Dado, help me to. Okay, if you have anything to comment at the problem with the audio couple, let me know. Just text me so that I have to work on that. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much, class.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.